Ozzi Warwick,
thank you very much.
Education Officer with the Oil Workers Union in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, thank you very much, Comrade John. And I would like to thank TUED for having me to share the Trinidad and Tobago struggle for a progressive, just transition. I would like to extend solidarity to Comrades Nella, Jackson, Rodolfo, and Sylvia in their struggles, and to all the comrades assembled in the Just Transition Hub in Govan and Linthouse Parish Church. Really, I wish I could be there with you all. Solidarity from the Oilfield Workers Trade Union in Trinidad and Tobago. I want to make my remarks within the framework of two things very quickly. One, reclaiming the term just transition and going further in calling for a progressive just transition. Secondly, the idea that there has to be a public ownership of energy. They are both interconnected. When we consider the Trinidad and Tobago experience, the government is attempting to hijack the term just transition. The Prime Minister mentioned it in his speech in COP26, but even as they do that, the reality on the ground is that some 30,000 workers have already lost their jobs. We have between 2015 and 2019, we have seen the closure of the National Oil Company. We have seen the closure of the steel sector. We have seen closures of several petrochemical plants, and they plan to privatize the port, privatize fuel distribution, privatize power generation and distribution. So when our Prime Minister talks about reskilling and retooling and capacity development, it's all a lie. It's not real. It's not grounded in reality. What in fact we are experiencing right now is structural adjustment program based on the government's neoliberal ideology. And thanks to the assistance of TUED, we have been able to launch a fight back. We've been able to launch a response, even as the government is attempting to package this structural adjustment program as a just transition, when in fact it's simply aimed at advancing further privatization, commodification, and liberalization of our country. Making matters worse is recent discussions with Shell and BP, who are already poised to take completely over our transition to renewable. So what this means is that what is coming is not green growth, but what I call green colonialism. Trinidad and Tobago, the unions, we intend to show that the transition can only be just when all stakeholders are seated at the table, building and creating the plans for not only a just transition, but a progressive just transition to ensure decent work and protection for the vulnerable in the society, for those most impacted, workers and communities. I want to, because I know time is very short, so I want to close here by saying to all our comrades, we must join together in global solidarity to fight going forward ever towards a progressive just transition and public ownership of energy, and never ever backwards to new forms of neocolonialism and neoliberalism under the guise of so-called green growth. And to echo the statement by Comrade Jackson, we must fight for red growth, not green growth. Long live the trade union movement, comrades, in our struggle and fight against climate change. Solidarity from Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
That's outstanding. Thank you, Ozzy, for bringing things home in the end. I don't know whether you could hear, but you also got a very rousing round of applause from a house as packed as they would let us pack it.